All right, guys. So what we have done yesterday, we have talked about NSG, and we'll take a couple of scenario for the NSG, and we'll try to understand that how NSG works. All right. So before going further, that Azure have a multiple security layers. So when we are talking about securing network or securing virtual machine, Azure have multiple security networks, right? Let's say that this is your Azure environment and this is your cloud service or virtual machine, anything. This could be a PaaS service or this could be virtual machine. And this is the attacker. He wants to attack your virtual machine. He's coming from the internet, definitely. And when he's coming to attack your internet, he have to pass through multiple layers. One is the DDoS protections. Azure have by default DDoS protections enabled for his environment. Then we have VNet isolation. So which exactly we are talking so multiple times that what is VNet isolations? Basically, what happened that if you have any network and Samit have another net, some one VNet, and Mahesh companies have another VNet. We are the two different companies, but we are on a same region, same data center. Since it is a isolation network, if Mahesh network got compromised, it won't impact my network, right? So that is called isolation network. So let's say that Mahesh have deployed his workload on central India, and I also deployed in central India, right? And and Mahesh network somewhat got compromised, somewhat got virus attack, but it won't impact my network because I am ideally isolated in terms of VNet, right? Then we have energy, which we are talking yesterday, that we have energy which control the traffic and control the entire flow, which network I need to allow, which network I need to deny. All those things details are we can allow and deny in energy. We call it access control list, ACL, access control list. Then finally, every operating system have their own firewall. That is also one of our protections we can consider. All right. Apart from that, you can have one more protections on VNet layer that is called firewall. This could be one more protection. You can enable it. That will be definitely chargeable, but usually company have this firewall, right? So they call it firewall. The firewall could be Azure firewall, it could be Palo Alto, it could be FortiGate, or it could be Cisco firewall. It could be anything which will be lies in your network. So anything is going out, it's first have to pass through the VM virtual machine firewall, right? Then it have to pass through the NSG, then it have to go isolation network, then go to firewall devices, then go outside the world, right? This is how you can make your network secure. Any questions, guys, here? Any questions? No? Perfect. Okay, why this is giving me error? All right, no questions. All right. Now coming to the which we are learning right now is NSG, Network Security Group, right? And we have discussed a lot of things yesterday. So let's see that what could be advantage having NSG. So you can limit your traffic. First of all, I am not allowing everyone to access my virtual machine, even taking RDP, remote desktop. I am limiting my traffic. Nobody can come until unless I allowed. So let's say that I have given last time example of society. If we have a security guard here, Nobody comes. Only the allowed person will come inside, right? Otherwise, if we have a good society and we have a good garden here, every outsider will come and enjoy the garden. We don't want to do that, right? So we want to enjoy a garden only by society people and some visitor we have allowed. Make sense? So this is a simple example. I can give it that we can limit the traffic to our resource, right? In virtual network by using energy. So we can limit the traffic simply. Another thing is that enable the network segmentations and energy. So we have seen that. What we have seen that if we have one VNet, this is a VNet, and we have multiple subnets, subnet 1, subnet 2, and subnet 3. And virtual machine in these subnets, subnet 3, all those virtual machine, since they are belong to a single VNet, can they communicate? Yes, they can communicate each other. They can communicate each other. There will be no restriction at all. But I want to make a restrictions. So how do I make a restriction? How I do the segmentations? So I can put energy here, right? And only limited IPs or limited IP range I want to allow. So I'm making a segmentations within a VNet. Now, if I don't allow VNet 2 or VNet subnet 2, so it won't communicate. It will only communicate with VNet 3. That can also possible, right? So it's enable the network segmentations or DMZ scenario. So DMZ scenario is something like a demilitarized zone. I will go in details later on, but it will get confused. So you have to look for what is the DMZ scenario. It works on ACL control, access control list, ACL. Filter the condition, allow and deny, which is we have talked in details yesterday. You can allow or deny individual IP prefix matlab /28, 26, 27, entire IP range, or wildcard. Wildcard means that star, all, any. That is called wildcard, right? So simply you can allow single IPs, allow or deny single IP, or you can allow set of the IP range by providing a suffix /22 or /22, /26, 28. So those IP range we can provide, right? Or wildcard characters, so which means that anyone can communicate. This is what three option we have in terms of filtering the IPs, right? And same way with the port. Port also we can provide a port. So how we can provide an IPs and ports? So let me go here, notepad. If you want to allow single IP, so let's say that we are allowing single IP. This is how it looks like. If you want to allow the IP range, so we're allowing the IP range /24. This is IP range. If you want to allow multiple IPs, comma is important. Then next IP. No required to provide a space, comma. Or if you want to provide a IP, not here. All right, not here. So this is, or if you can provide star, which means nothing but any, all network. Right, this is all about IPs. How we can or configure for the port? We can provide a single port. We can provide a range of the ports. So I'll say that from 100 port to 200 port, all should be allowed. Since this dash sign and this dash sign will be notified that okay, it is range of the port we are allowed. If you want to allow multiple ports, port comma 443, 445, 139, right? This is what we can do that. This will be cover the entire range. This is called for range, port range. And finally, star, which means any. Multiple, this is also multiple. Then this is a range, IP range, and this is IP single IP. All right, I'm not mentioning that one. Make sense, guys? Any doubt here? How to provide a range? You can provide range in the port by putting hyphen sign between the starting port and ending port. And if you want to provide a range for the IP, you need to provide subnet, entire entire IP postfix. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, let's see that. Okay, perfect. It's clear. All right. NSG can be associate. The word is associate. Can be associate with NIC card or subnet. Only two places we can apply the NSG. So if we apply for the NIC card, it will get applied for the individual virtual machine. If we apply for subnet, it will be impact on all machines which is in that subnet. All right. ACLs can be updated independently or at virtual machine level. What exactly it's mean that if I have multiple net virtual machine behind it, let's say that I have VM1, which IP is 192.168.0.4, and another VM is 192.168.0.10. I want to apply the rule. Let's say that I say that my public IP, source IP is 202.111.222.333. This is the source IP, and I want to allow port 3389 source port. Sorry, source port we generally don't mention, and destination port I'll say that 192.168.0.0/3389 allow. Same line, all right. I apply here, but I will write it 10, and this is I'll say that deny. And this rule I have written on NSG, which is applied at subnet level. All right. So each rule will be individual for specific virtual machine. Right? Doesn't matter in about I have allowed, but it is not matching a rule, so it won't impact on that machine. So ACLs can be updated independent of a machine level. This is what exactly it's mean. All right, just see this diagram. You will understand what I'm trying to achieve. This is one VNet. This is one VNet, virtual network. It have a three subnets. One subnet is, let's say that I will write IP. IP is 10.0.10. No, this is not a subnet actually. Okay, let me clear this one. This is my subnet. This is one of a subnet. This is VNet. This is one of a subnet. This is another subnet. All right. And this is another subnet. This is front end, middle tier, and back end network. I want to make sure that this VNet, only this machine, three machine, you can see that this machine can access to internet. And someone is coming from internet, these could be reached to only front end. And if they try to reach to middle tier and back end tier, the connection should be get dropped. All right. Secondly, what I'm looking here that the connection should be communicate from front end to back end, front end to middle tier. It should not communicate directly front end to back end tier. It should not be communicate, right? So, and a middle tier can communicate front end and back end, but cannot communicate internet. This back end can communicate to middle tier or on premises, but cannot communicate to internet and or front end tier. Right, guys? So this is what we want to achieve it. So this could be your your lab. You need to perform this lab. You have to deploy one VNet, three subnets, and every three subnet you require to apply the NSG. Okay, yes, yesterday I haven't shown you that how to associate with NSG to subnet level. I'll just show you right now. All right, I'll go to NSG. This is what we have created yesterday. And if I want to see that, is it NSG is applied to virtual network, a subnet, or virtual network NIC card? So how do I see that? I can see here, associate with. If I can see here, okay, this is associated with network interface, which means that it is attached to virtual machine. If I see that this is not attached to subnet, this is attached to subnet, I can see that 0, so there is nothing, no subnet has been attached here. Which virtual network it has been attached? I can click here next to the inbound outbound rule interface. I can find out, okay, this NIC card has been attached and this NIC card is belong to this virtual machine. I can simply click on it and click on deassociate. Now this NSG will be this NSG will not impact. Okay, let it dissociate. All right. So I have reassociate. Now let me coming to the overview. I can see that there is no, this energy is not associated with anyone. Now I want to associate with my subnet level. So I can go here in subnet, click on associate. I need to provide first a VNet, right? Which VNet is my subnet is. I'll say that this VNet, which subnet? This is a subnet one. I'll click OK. Now, whatever virtual machine will be inside my subnet one, all will be get impacted. All will be get rule will get effective. Rule will get effective on this subnet level. Make sense, guys? What I'm trying to say? So this is energy I have applied at subnet level. Whether it's one virtual machine or 100 virtual machine doesn't matter. After applying energy associated with a subnet, it is whatever the incoming traffic comes, it will pass through the NSG. All right, guys. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Okay, perfect. All right. Can I just a minute, guys? Let me close the door. Okay. The question is, with can I associate with single energy? Where is my diagram? Can I associate single energy to subnet and virtual network both? Sorry, can I associate with subnet and virtual machine both? Will it be possible? This is my NSG ABC. NSG name is ABC, and this is my subnet one. And I have another subnet, and I have another VNet here, or any one virtual machine here. All right. Will it? Can I associate this energy to virtual machine and subnet, both the things at the same time? Yes, I can associate with this VM, and also I can associate with this subnet. Even I can associate a virtual machine inside the subnet. So it will looks like two times inside. So let's see that how it looks like. All right, I have associate energy to subnet level, right? Which subnet? Subnet 1. Which virtual machine in subnet 1? This virtual machine is in subnet 1. So if I go to networking, I can see there is energy attached. I can see the rules is there, right? But I can see there is a two energy. One is that this one is this inbound rule, and this is another inbound rule. So what's the difference between these two? What's the difference between these two? So if I read carefully, this energy, which name is demo classes, is attached at subnet level, and this energy, another energy, this is another energy, not the same one. This is another energy attached at network interface. So one virtual machine have to filter it out at subnet level first, then my virtual machine level. So this will be this example. This example. So first will be at subnet level, which is restricting. And then once I pass through the subnet, I will be get restricted at virtual machine level or NIC card level. So I have to flow two places. Make sense, guys? Any questions here? Okay, good question, Shravan. Thing is that this energy's priority will be different. This priority will be different, and this priority will be different. There is no relation between priority of this energy and this energy. Let's say that I'll write it here 500 3389 deny. Okay. And if I write here 200 3389 allow. All right. So will it be communication happen? What do you think? Will the communication happen? What do you think? First, some traffic is coming here and see that, okay, 3389 is denied, so the traffic will automatically get stopped here. It won't able to reach here, this another energy. Even this is a 200 priority because this priority and this priorities are totally different. Though both are the individual. Make sense? Priority at a virtual machine higher level? Yes, even the virtual machine having the higher level or lower level doesn't matter. It will be act individual. Until let me give you example. If you don't able to come to my compound, society compound, Even you're whitelisted here, will you able to go this building? No, right? You have to come for first to the compound. You have to first come to the complex, then only you can go to building. Even you have allowed all whitelisted here. Even this is no energy here. You can see that there's no energy. But if he's get blocked, he cannot go enter. So he have to pass through this one first. This gate he have to pass through. Once he's getting passed through, then another checkpoint will be here. Even if this is lowest priority, this is highest priority. It doesn't matter. All right. Any questions here, guys? Anyone have any questions? Perfect. Perfect. Now, what I'll do that, this is an example of two different NSGs on subnet level and NIC card level. What I'll do that, I'll remove the NSG at NIC card level. Which one? This one, CM1 NSG, this one. I'll click on it. I'll go for the network card and sorry, select it and deassociate. Failed deassociate network interface. Why? Why? Why this is failing? I'll go to NSG, network interface card, select it and deassociate. I did nothing, I just refreshed the page. It's work. Sometimes it's happen. Okay, so let me refresh the page. Now I'll see only one energy will be there in terms of my virtual machine networking sections. I'll see that only one energy at subnet level. There is nothing in down, right? Now what I'll do that I'll go to same energy again and apply at NIC card level for that same virtual machine. I click on associate and I think this is what NIC card was that. Perfect. I have applied there. Now if I refresh, I can see two NSG, right? Two NSG. One is demo classes at subnet level, again demo classes at NIC card level. But that doesn't make any sense. You are putting that security guard. It's just like a same security guard roam around and come again, ask you the same questions. If you pass this security, definitely you're going to pass this security, this rule also. So it's just like watchman standing at secure society gate. He asks you question, allow you inside, and he come back and stand again in front of your building and say that, okay, what are you allowed or not? You say that yes, I'm allowed, and same person is just passing you to the building. So that's not make any sense, but it can be possible. So if I do the changes in the rule, let's say that I have changed to this IP address to any, allowing all person to connect this virtual machine. Let, let me refresh. So I'll show you the rule. So you can see that I have changed here any, so it get changed automatically here also. So wherever you do the changes, it will get implemented both the place at NIC card level and subnet, because I'm not changing on subnet level or NIC card. I'm actually changing on the NSG level. I'm doing the changes on NSG, and both the places the same person, so it is reflected at the both places, right? So it is doesn't make sense that you should apply at subnet level and virtual machine level both the place. If you have energy, that is sufficient at subnet level, so you should not have on the VM level. Any questions, guys, on NSG? Any questions on NSG? Okay, Sharon have no questions. Mahesh, Ravindra, Sharanti. Okay, so you guys don't have any questions. Perfect. Now let's move on to another point on security group. So you guys have to implement this diagram. So this is could be your assignment, right? And let me take a screenshot of that. Send you on the chat box. The IP range can be different. It doesn't matter. You can choose the same IP range or you can choose a different IP range. Doesn't matter. I need to get implement this example. And what you have to do, you have to deploy at least one machine. Log the communication as per above diagram. Okay, this is your assignment, guys. Now coming to next slide, which is how you can deploy the things. It is pretty simple. I have already covered all the stuff where you can see that in the associate, whether it's associated subnet and VNet, how many inbound roles, how many outbound roles you can see over there, and what are the things important. Here are the inbound and outbound, both are the importance. Yesterday we also talked about that which could be source in inbound, what could be source in outbound, what could be destination in inbound, what could be out destination for outbound. We already talked yesterday, right? Now, priority is important play a role. So changing a priority will impact a rule, lot of impact on the rule. Right? This is also we talk about how we can have one NIC card level energy and subnet level energy, which is already we already talk about. So the thing is that if you want to make a full-fledged communication, you need to allow both the levels of a traffic. And this could be another hands-on lab. You can also try this one. This is a good hands-on labs. You can deploy this. All right. Okay. I have not given completely. How do you install IS? How do you achieve HTTP protocol in the virtual machine? What do you do on the virtual machine? If you want to have HTTP protocol running on the virtual machine, what you will do, guys? Not port. Port should be allowed. That's okay. Port will be communication point. But let's say that how do you listen the guitar if someone is playing the guitar? Let's say that I have a room, right? I'll just give you example. What I want to ask you that this is my hall. This is one of a bedroom, and this is one of a bedroom, another bedroom. Let it be. This is one of a bedroom. If someone is playing guitar here, right? He's playing a guitar. So I'll say that how do I listen the guitar? You will say that open the port 80, right? Port 80. Port 80B is used for HTTP protocol. Okay, I'll open the port 80. So if which means that I'm opening a door, right? I'm opening a door, so I can listen on port 80. Perfectly fine. But what if someone is not playing guitar at all? There's no guitarist. There's no guitarist. Will you able to even you open the port 80? Will you able to listen the guitar sound? No. Someone need to play guitar inside. Someone have to run the guitar. Same way. The example is that I have virtual machine. I have virtual machine. If I say that I want to listen, this laptop want to listen on, want to communicate this machine on HTTP port, right? You say that, okay, open the HTTP port. So I'll go and open the port 80. But some application should be running. Here, some application should be running that talks on the port 80. Some application should be running. Some application should be running that talks on port 80 or that talks on HTTP protocol. What could be those applications? Are you guys aware? You require those applications should be get installed. What could be those applications? Yes, you should have access. Okay, I'm agree. You will take access with 3389 port. You can take access to 389 port. You landing on the you go to room. Let's say that you will say that I need access to the room. I want to see that someone is playing guitar or not. Okay, you open another door, right? You open another door, which is a port 3389. And from port 3389, you go and see in the virtual machine, see in the bedroom. Is it someone is playing a guitar? Or you have to play your guitar yourself, right? So 3389 is just to take access, just to go to room. So you can go to this virtual machine with 3389 port. But 3389 port, RDP port is doesn't mean that you're having HTTP application running over there. What is those application required to be get run? Anyone, guys? Hope you got my questions, right? If you don't got my question, please ask me. You want questions to be get explained again. Okay. So what is required to run the HTTP protocol? So there is a couple of applications. If IIS, this is one of a internet I forgot that. Internet Information Service. Yes, it stands for, I think. I forgot the full form, but one of application is IIS. Another is Apache, Apache HTTP. Another is Nginx, Nginx, right? Another is Tomcat, right? Those are the application should be running inside. Then only you will see the port 80 protocol is running or port HTTP is running. Make sense, guys? So let's have sorry. Uh, let's have example. I am deploying one virtual machine, or we already have virtual machine. We don't will not deploy. All right. I already have virtual machine, this virtual machine, and I go to NSG. I'll remove all the rules. I'll not do anything. I'll just remove the rules. Whatever rules it will be, I'll remove the rules. So there is no inbound rule, there is no outbound rules, right? Everything is clear out. Let me start this machine. Okay. Meanwhile, virtual machine starting, I need to look something. Okay, I think this virtual machine has been started. Now let me take a public IP. I'll take a remote desktop. I'll try to access this machine, right? First thing, I'll not able to access it. Why? So let me draw everything one by one. I have deployed this virtual machine. So what I have for deploying virtual machine, I have created one VNet. I have created one subnet. Under the subnet, I have deployed this virtual machine. And this subnet have one NSG. So I'm coming from my laptop. I'm coming from my laptop. I am passing through the this NSG. Now I'm not able to take RDP. It is RDP is not saying that virtual machine is not allowed or not enable or you are not allowed. Virtual machine might be turned off or check the network connectivity. I see that everything's fine, but still I'm not allowing. So I'll go on NSG, look for the rules. I'll say that inbound rules all deny the by default is deny rule is applied. So which means that I'm coming from any and my destination is any, so the deny will happen. That's why this NSG is blocking me to take remote connections. All right. So by default, any operating system, right? By default, any operating system works some remote connections. What are the connection? If it is a Windows, then it will running on RDP. If it's Linux, then it will be running on SSH, right? If it is SSH, then port number 22. If it's RDP, then port number 139. So something, this is, I have deployed Windows machine. How do I see, how do I know that? I'll go to overview and see that this is Windows machine. So by default, there will be one RDP service is running. Along with operating system, it is coming. So it is by default is running some RDP port. right? So I'll allow here, first I'll allow here 3389 allow. So I'm allowing 3389 going to networking, adding inbound port, and I'll just keep it any and write it port 3389. Source any, destination any, but only thing is that I'm defining the port 3389 allow and rule number is 3389. And priority I'm keeping the same, doesn't matter to me right now. We'll see the priority later on. Okay, once rules allowed, let me refresh the page so it will be effective. Let me try the same connection again. Okay, it is taking time. That this means that it's not impact. Yep, I got the connection. Just allowing 3389 port, I can go to 3389 and my username and password I need to provide it here. You can see that I can take access, right? This is virtual machine I'm right now logging. So this is allowed me to take access. I can go to virtual machine. Okay, now I say that I want to see that port. I want to take a HTTP. So I'll just copy the public IP, put in the browser and put as a HTTP protocol, right? Let's say that HTTP colon slash slash. This is what I'm trying to achieve it. It is not responding. Why it is not responding? You say that you have to open 3389 port number 80. All right, if you say that I need to open port number 80, so let me open the port number 80. I'll open the port number 80 as you wish. So I'll say that port 80 is open and allow the port 80. All right, port has 80 has been added here. Even after that, you can see that port 80 is allowed. Even after that, if I try to refresh the page, http colon slash slash that IP, I'll not able to access the page. Why? Because nobody is talking inside. There's nothing, no application is there who is listening on port 80, who is listening on port 80, or who is talking on port 80. So how do I know that? I'll go to that my virtual machine. Let me make it a little bit big. I'll go to command prompt. There's a command called netstat, network status, netstat, and TPL. No, netstat ports. All right, you can see that there is, I need to, this is foreign connection. I need to see that established port. No, I want to see the list of ports, which is I'm listening. Okay, how to check the ports are open on the Windows machine? Go to netstat-ab. All right, I think it is ab, netstat-ab. And I can see that there is a lot of list, but in this list, after putting a hyphen ab, I don't find port 80. Do you see that port 80? We can see that 3389, but do you see the port 80? No, right? There's nothing called port 80 is listening. Let me see that any other way I can show you. AON, which will list all the listening port. All right, this is pretty good. So you can see that, okay, I'm listening on 445, I'm listening on 135, 3389, but I don't see the port 80 which is listening here, right? What port I'm listening? I'm listening on 135, 445, I'm listening 3389, those ports are, but there's nothing called 80 is listening. So how do I get the page? Even I have opened the NSG level. Even I have opened NSG level, even I'll not able to access the page. There will be no page at all. I required some application should be get installed. So what I'll do that, I'll install applications. I'll go to add roles. One of a role I want to install is called IS role. Can you look for the IS role? Web server, right? After adding the web server, I'll go next installing the web server in this machine. Okay, where is my web server got installed? No, not yet. Okay, taking a little time. Wait for seconds. Might be hardly 1 minute it will take to install the port. If you have any question, please ask me the question. Sorry, I haven't checked that you have any questions. Do you have any question, guys? What we are doing? We are installing applications here, this one. We are our RDP is by default was running. Now I am installing IIS service, which will be talk on port HTTP. This is what I am trying to do, right? And also we have open port 80, so NSG should not block it. RDP is by default. If you go here, that if I just want to see that, that's what I'm saying, guys. Please start learning the Windows. If I go for the server task manager, and in the task manager, if I go the services, what are the services running? And I'll just filter it by names. I'll just search for the remote. Remote access, can you see that? No, remote desktop. RDP service. Remote connection manager, not this one. RD agent, is it this one? Okay, I think I need to look for the internet. I am pretty confused. Remote connection, desktop connection service name. It is on right click on the system properties and let me look for this here. Pablo. Atebo. All right. I am not able to find it. That's okay. Uh, RDP service name. Wow. RDP service name. Why am not able to find out RDP service name? Removes desktop software service name in terminal service. I think this is terminal service portal. So I look for the terminal remote desktop service. Can you see that this is running terminal service? Right. That's what we can able to take a remote desktop. This is by default running in the Windows service. Hey guy, this question, I seriously, you are, this is what a basic question. What is intranet and HTTPS? Both are definitely different. HTTP is work on port 80 and HTTPS is worked on 445. Although both are the web servers protocol, but one is secured, another is unsecure. Guys, strongly saying that please start doing the Windows Administrator. Start doing the Windows Administrator. If you don't do that, seriously, you will struggle to understand the protocols and ports and everything. All right, coming back to our IS service. Hopefully, okay, it's got failed. Strange. Why it's got failed to installation? So why it's got failed? Some XY series and it's got failed. So let me try to add it role again. No, there is something is stopping on the service. Okay, let it restart. Then we'll try to take it RDP or directly take the website after restarting. So this is how we generally do. Guys, you can try it out. I have to go to take my kids to doctor. He's coughing a lot. So, but still, wait. Let's see that machine started or not. All right, I'll just do, you guys also can try it out. I think IS is not got installed. There is something is which is missed out. You can try it out and open the port and try to connect it. This is a simple step you have to follow. And after that, what you have to do after installation, you have to go and copy the public IP and put in the browser and try to enter it. You should get the page, welcome page from the Microsoft. All right, guys. So try it out yourself. It doesn't work, then we'll connect tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow again. What I'm trying to ask you, the if HTTP, I have HTTP internet access, does it mean that HTTP and HTTP? See, if you are installing HTTP service, then it will work on HTTP. What we are doing that HTTP service, not HTTPS. For HTTPS, you have to configure it with the certificates. So then you are typing here rather than HTTP, you are typing here HTTPS colon slash slash. This is what you have to do. If you're going for security, secured, if you are going for, if you have configured inside the server HTTP, then it will work HTTP only. See, we got a page. I think IS got installed here. It is got installed. It is not showing, but it got installed. We got a page, right? This is a default page. We got it, the same public IP 133. Earlier it was not showing the page. Now we can see the page. Right, guys. I need to rush to take my doctor, take my kids to doctor. We'll connect tomorrow. You have to do this exercise. You have to perform this to this applications, and you have to install this also. Uh, IS. You have to install IS, Apache, or Nginx, and try to access via the this way. This is what you have to do. Pass through the allow the HTTP port. All this you have to do. Right, guys. So see you tomorrow. Same time, 3:30.